Hello and welcome to Beth A Weddings, telling you how to have a garden wedding. I will be showing you 3 weddings, 2 of which I coordinated and helped with styling in the UK and one of which was in Portugal. You will see lots of ideas along the way as well as hints and tips for your garden wedding. The first wedding is Paul and Josie's. It was in Hampshire and their photographer was Lee Garland, who's amazing. They had a really relaxed feel to their wedding by having bottles of beer around the garden and then glamping available for guests. They didn't compromise on style, as you can see from beautiful Josie and her gorgeous bridesmaids. One thing that you have to be aware of with garden weddings is the weather. We didn't know what the weather was doing on the day of Paul and Josie's wedding, so they did decide to go for a stretch tent. Luckily, the weather held off and they were able to say their vows outside. We did make the stretch tent a little more beautiful by putting foliage from around the garden on the poles. With a garden wedding, don't feel like you need to serve traditional canapés. Paul and Josie had fresh popcorn that guests could help themselves to. There's also no need for a traditional wedding breakfast. Paul and Josie had food trucks which went down really well with the guests. Things don't always go quite to plan with a garden wedding, which is why you have someone like me. The churros van didn't come with the right power, but we were able to move some things around, and although it wasn't exactly in the right place, we hand delivered the churros, as you can see here. It's a good idea to get some comfortable outdoor seating. These sofas come from the prop factory and looked great. Into the evening, having sparklers for your guests really is a great way to end the night. Before that though, keep guests warm with a fire pit. Our next wedding is Matt and Jo's Portugal wedding, photographed by Matt and Lena. It was a really relaxed atmosphere, with Matt still in his swimming trunks only moments before the wedding. There's no need to have outdoor seating for your ceremony as long as there's a chair or two for those more elderly relatives. It was a gorgeous hot day, so guests were given fans to keep themselves cool. Designed by nature, created an amazing backdrop for the vows. Food was kept traditional, with this gorgeous paella as one of the dishes that was being served. There was lots of moments where Jo and Matt could take a wander in the garden together and have some photographs. Do make time for this on your wedding day. Speeches again don't need to be formal. It was lovely to see everyone stood around and sat on the grass. We kept the neighbours happy with a bottle of Prosecco so that we could enjoy dancing into the night. I also recall it helped them to be quiet during the ceremony too. Our final wedding is Nick and Rosie's wedding on the Kent-Surrey border, and this was photographed by Natalie J Weddings, who is fantastic. You can see from having a garden wedding that you can have a big guest list, including your 4-legged friends. They had a beautiful outdoor ceremony conducted by one of their friends, and then this gorgeous marquee in the garden was the perfect location for their wedding breakfast. It's a good idea to have some locations around the garden for backdrops to photos. I made this one using eucalyptus and roses. Although a playlist does work well, having a live band or an acoustic guitar is a great way to entertain your guests. Nick is incredibly talented in many ways, but one of those ways is building these amazing toilets. It was an absolute pleasure to work with Rosie and Nick because of their skills and their talents. Don't worry, you don't have to build your own toilets to have a garden wedding. There are plenty of places where you can hire them. I hope you've enjoyed me telling you about these beautiful garden weddings, and do get in touch if you want to know more.